Um, we were ready to play, and I was really excited about just our start to the game. And it was the defense intensity. We came out and we scored, and that's extremely dangerous team. Their style of pressing you the entire game is unique, and the way they shoot threes, and they had a freshman guard played really well. He made 4 threes in the first half and made some tough ones, got him back in the game a little bit. But I thought our guys just continue to play the right way, and our chemistry is really high on the team, and I hope that stays that way, that we're happy for each other, we share in each other's success. And there's obviously some things right now, as a coach, that we got to fix, and we got to get better. And you got to do those regardless of your opponent. And we know what's ahead of us. We know, non-conference and conference and different things like that that are ahead of us. So we got to make sure that we're talking about growth and getting better and doing things along the way.
You had a bunch of double-figure scores. How intentional were you this offseason about becoming a more balanced team and that being part of the identity more than it has been with some of your previous teams?
We could have been that way last year. The style of play we play, it's making the right play for your teammate, and it's going to be different guys and different nights. Sometimes the ball finds guys in different situations, and they can make plays. And the main thing is if we're playing the right way, it is going to be different guys, and we will show balance. Everybody on my team can score. Everybody can make plays. They all have value. But the main thing is our culture and making sure that we're not getting one-sided in selfishness. And guys can do different things on offense, and we're going to use those. But at the same time, it's going to be within the team concept.
When you build in the portal the way you do, and you did it last year too, with so many guys that can score, how do you build that? What is it you look for in the process of your offseason when you're building your roster to get the chemistry the way you want it?
Well, we talk about scoring, and that's what the question was. But the first thing we actually check on is they care about winning. And so you don't want the guy who scores a bunch of points and then we lose and they're happy. That doesn't do anybody good. The fans don't like it. The other guys on the team don't like it. And so, you want somebody who cares about winning first. And then, we look for, talent and ability and scoring and being able to process information and make good decisions quickly. And we wanted to have shooting. And, with Tyler Harris and Duke Miles and some of these guys we brought in, that's really helped out. Tyler Tanner shooting the ball well. We know Tyler Nichols shoots the ball well. So we want to make sure we have that. So I feel like we did a good job in the transfer portal of accomplishing some things, but also because there's so much new, we do got some weaknesses that right now that as a coaching staff we're working on, we got to get better on.
Tyler Harris with 17 points off the bench. I know you mentioned you kind of view him as a starter, but how much of it is a comfort for you knowing you have a player like that who can, come in as a six-man and do everything that he does?
Yeah, he's a starter in our mind. He doesn't get his name introduced at the beginning of the game, but he's one of our best players. And so I think our guys do a good job of finding him. He can drive it, he can get in transition, he can make threes. He can make tough shots. Some other guys, like a tough shot's not a great shot for them, but he can make tough shots with his length and his release point. So I like him to be aggressive. And, it is comfort knowing that we have a punch coming off the bench, but in my mind, he's a starter for us. He's one of our best players.
Coach, you mentioned the scoring. You guys have hit 10 or more threes in all 3 games this year. Just what is it about the three-point shooting that you feel can, pose as a threat to teams down the road the rest of the year?
Yeah, our spacing's been good. And so when the spacing's good, I think we're getting to the paint and driving the ball and making the defense collapse and then making a decision after that. When we were at Central Florida, we were 8 for 12 when we had paint threes. That means we drove the ball into the paint and then kicked it out. And so it's reading the defense and making the play. And I don't know what we're going to be tonight, but that's been a strength of ours.
I know you're high on Mike James. Obviously hasn't played as much as maybe someone thought. Well, what are you wanting to see from him? And how much of that is him kind of just ramping back up?
Yeah, he's just trying to get back going. It's a game, it's rhythm, it's confidence. And he's had good moments in the summer, good moments in the fall, and he's a great person. and you're going to need everybody. So he keeps working. His time's going to come. Yeah. There was another thing. I saw this, and you know, I want to make sure I get this message out. I saw Shay yesterday talk about trying to get Memorial with a crowd and energy and people to support the team, and she has a terrific team. Exciting, great girls. I know them. You know, as us, we're looking around tonight. You know, we got to do more with Memorial, and we got to support this team now and build along the way, and not wait for an opponent to come in, and not wait for opponents to come in and take over this place. And the people that came out tonight, we really appreciate your support. The ones that are watching at home, we don't feel that support. We need people in Memorial. This place is great. It's loud. We talk about Memorial magic, but the truth behind the magic is when people are in the stands. And so students come out. We had only a few here tonight, and fans, and you know, I want our guys are going to play hard. They're really good people. You're going to like this team. But at the same time, I feel like we need to make this a great environment. Whether it's who we're playing, time of the day, everything else. You know, come join us now and be a part of this now, and don't wait.
You mentioned things that need work. What are those specifically, and how will maybe Mason Nicholson help with some of those things? And what do you think?
Yeah, one thing right now we're not physical enough on defense, and the SEC is going to expose that. That Mason could help with that. We're not rebounding well, and that was something. Even undersized last year, we did a good job at that. We were undersized, but so size doesn't mean everything. But that's a big thing for us. And then right now it's defense for 40 minutes. That's another thing that we've shown how good we can play defense, but we haven't put it together. We had a bad spurt against Central Florida. There's a couple bad spurts tonight, and just making sure that we maintain focus there. So those are the main things.
Anything else?
All right, thanks, guys.